What's up, guys? It's Miguel Fonseca with EVOLV Digital here. We recently did a masterclass on the best ways to market your Christmas light installation business. Now, I want to preface by letting you know that we had an issue with the processing of the video and the quality just didn't come out great. We did provide a ton of value in this video, so I'd recommend you watch it back at a 1.5 to 2 times speed and take notes throughout the whole video. We have a few more Christmas light installation masterclasses we filmed on different topics like fulfillment, pricing, materials, and a lot more. So if you want to see those videos, comment on this video letting us know. Now let's get right into the video.
As you guys know, marketing is absolutely fundamental. Not even just this industry, but any service-based industry. And a lot of you guys that already have a business, I don't even need to tell you guys, you guys know that marketing is king. In regards to marketing and sales, I want to go over a couple of the main points in marketing. One being understanding our market, right? The holiday light installation market in particular. We're going to be going over a lot of traditional marketing strategies, and we're going to be diving in deep into all these different traditional marketing strategies. We're going to be going over some free digital marketing strategies that you guys could start implementing as soon as tonight. We're going to be going over some sales strategies, and then we're going to talk about how to retain each customer that ends up going with our services, and then obviously upselling them as well. Hopefully, we're going to have some time at the end, and I can go and dive into any questions that you guys leave in the chat throughout the call. So, understanding this market. So, the main question, and this is number one, most important, who is your target demographic for these particular services? So, like I said, I know a lot of you already have a business, whether that's a pressure washing business, window cleaning, landscaping, right? One thing that we have to be mindful of is that our target market is not the same in this industry. So many of the clients that you've serviced in the past won't necessarily be the clients willing to pay for these high-end services. Mind you, they're getting custom built lights around their home. That's a luxury. So I guess an easy way to put it, you have to look for who would be willing to pay for luxury. And that's the high income demographic. Once you have a complete idea of that, that's what will give you clarity of your target demographic for these particular services. As far as the different types of target audiences, our main one, what I will say to be just about all of our bread and butter, is going to be the residential. And so it's really as simple as in the residential side of things, you want to simply target the properties that can afford these services. Simple as that. So target the high income neighborhoods. And you could actually easily do that by simply going on Google and searching up the top 10 highest income neighborhoods around you or in your state, better said. And believe me, with that search itself, it will not be difficult to gain clarity of exactly where the money is at around where you guys are servicing. That's number one. That's real straightforward. And that's one search away to knowing exactly where we want to start pushing our services towards. And then on the commercial side of things, so any commercial property that gets a lot of foot traffic most likely decorates for the season. And so it never hurts to walk into any establishment, ask to speak with the property manager, and propose to take some work off their plate, with decorating their location in the season, right? So look, if you were able to make it seem like it's a hassle-free, easier, and safer alternative to them doing it, opportunities will be there. I think it's easy to just put yourself into their shoes. So really just think about it. If somebody were to approach you, right? Like you are a property manager and somebody were to approach you offering to take care of the custom build out, the installation, ongoing maintenance, removal, and storage of everything up until next year, I mean, to me, it instantly sounds like a no-brainer, especially to somebody that dreads having that responsibility, which once you have more and more conversations, you guys will notice that that is the case more often than you guys would think. So yeah, commercial spaces with high foot traffic, some of them are even obligated to keep decor up to a certain standard when the season rises. Present yourself as the solution to that. And then another big one is just event spaces. Everyone here has like events that go on in or around their town. So probably a lot more often than you guys might think, actually. So I know there's a few guys that have built relationship with the owners of event spaces that host, holiday parties, weddings, etc., things like that. Owners of those event spaces have them come out every single year to add more life to the location and get it prepped for parties to be hosted, right? And so that right there could be a relationship in which you develop that pretty much guarantees you work every single year. And also, if you guys have any like questions like on maybe even something small that I may have missed or whatever, drop it in the chat. I'll quickly take a look at the chat right in between slides to see if there's anything that I potentially missed or any kind of quick questions that I could easily answer for you. This is where it starts to get fun. Here's where we're going to talk about the traditional marketing strategies. Okay. So yard signs, and I'm gonna take a minute to dive into yard signs because yard signs are effective. I can almost guarantee if done right, everybody here will see a positive ROI, positive return on their investment when purchasing yard signs. So as far as the design and the build that you want to look for when building out these yard signs, you really just want to keep it simple. The simple approach is most effective. So for those that are already in a service-based industry, whether that's pressure washing, right? You guys already have that ideology of the best approach with yard signs. The biggest thing with the yard signs is to push two things. You want the viewer to know what you're selling right off the bat, and they have to see where they can get a hold of you instantly. Okay, that's yard signs right there. The average yard sign, somebody is only looking at it for about 2 to 3 seconds. So you want to really take that into account and try to do everything in your ability to get the message across within those 2-3 seconds, right? And it's not going to be done by adding a whole lot to it. Describing the services that you offer. Even slapping your business name and logo that taking up a lot of real estate on the yard sign. All of that is played out. I think it's more ego marketing than anything. The effective way to leverage yard signs is to keep it simple. Holiday light installation, phone number. Simple as that. What you're offering, where can they get a hold of you? And like I said, you have 2 to 3 seconds to get those two things across. But if you're able to do it, then yard signs work extremely effectively. And then also, as far as design goes, indifferent to the signs that we purchased for the exterior cleaning business, these holiday light yard signs, I like to add multicolored, right? I've seen some concepts online. I'm sure you guys have seen some as well that have just kind of like Christmas lights kind of on the border of the yard sign. And then, right, that main message, large and center. What's the service? Phone number. And so me personally, I've noticed that that's the best way of leveraging yard signs. Now, as far as Placement for the yard signs. This is extremely important as well. And there's a few common ones that you guys already know. You want to place these yard signs in a high traffic area, right? And kind of just to give you a quick example, the intersection of highways, I think, is a great location, a lot of traffic, and also going across highways. That's also one of those stoppages where people are sitting there for quite a while, like maybe even a minute or two. So naturally, and you guys probably attest to this, whenever you're waiting at a really, really long light, your eyes just start kind of scanning around, right? You start looking at just the perimeter. And that being said, it allows them a bit more time to not only notice the sign, but either jot down the number or take a quick picture. So with that into account, that I normally see that to be a very good placement for the yard signs. Another one, keeping it real broad, simply in high income neighborhoods, right? And like I said, this kind of piggybacks on the search that you guys are going to be doing. Where are the high income cities and towns nearby you? Some of you probably already know that off the top of your head. And so naturally, with these signs, you want to place them where you know your target demographic is. Okay. And so if you ever also, with yard signs and placing them, if you ever find the opportunity to service a home inside of a gated community, that's an absolute gold mine. And so one thing that I'll do with yard signs as well, and this is leveraged after providing an excellent service, you ask the customer if you can leave a yard sign out front in their front yard near the road, right? For about 2-3 weeks time, and you'll come back and pick it up, right? Or you could ask the homeowner to remove it, but I normally just say that we'll come out and we'll pick up the yard sign. 9 out of 10 times, the customer's going to be okay with that, especially if you did a great job, which is going to be the case. That is, like I said, an absolute gold mine, because now the neighborhood, right, this high income neighborhood, this gated neighborhood, will now see your yard sign a lot more often, and now they also are going to see the home pretty much along with it. And so not only do they see the quality of your work, but now they also know who did it. And so that's honestly phenomenal. Another thing on top of that as well, the reason that I say that I'll come, no worries, I'll take care of coming back out and picking it up 2 weeks from now, is because I can then call up that client in the gated neighborhood, and that just gave us another reason to gain access and get on the other side of that gate. Where at that point, if you didn't have enough time that first time you were in the gated neighborhood, now you definitely have a lot more time to distribute any marketing materials that you guys may have, maybe even door knock, whatever the case may be. But being on the other side of these gated neighborhoods, the inside of it, is absolute gold mines. If you're not able to get inside of these gated neighborhoods, but you see a really good one that you would love to target, place a sign right outside of the gated community, like right outside of it. And that right there should lead to that golden ticket to get inside of the gated neighborhood. At that point, you can just work your magic and do everything in your ability to market your services when you're on the inside. Now, I have honestly a golden nugget that I want to drop for you guys. I'm gonna drop it early, but this right here is quality stuff with yard signs. Now, I only use this particular strategy for my holiday light installation yard signs. So if a customer allows us to leave a sign out front near the road after servicing them, I also place a small solar powered stake light to illuminate the yard sign. So during the night, not only is the home lit up looking great, but anybody walking or driving by now sees who's responsible for the quality work. That right there leaves a great impression for any potential customers. That one's definitely a golden nugget. That's kind of like stepping outside the box, and it's a strategy that works amazingly. And guys, those small solar powered stake lights, you can get like 50 of them for $20 on Amazon, right? So you could find them fairly cheap. And so me personally, I think that is a great touch. And it truly makes you stand out. And then flyers and brochures. Some people refer to this as trifolds. Maybe even calling cards could be labeled in here as well. So, I mean, with these, you'll naturally have more space to work with, right? Especially like the trifolds, the brochures. So if you decide to get flyers made, make sure to add your best photos, highlight what makes you different, and most importantly, attractive deals and promotions, right? To try to incentivize them and give them an extra nudge to give you a call and inquire about these services. So like some kind of attractive deals and promotions, something like a set percentage discount, buy this, get that half off, right? Get creative with it. And then we have local newspapers. So for those who already run and operate a business, you're probably annoyed that I even mentioned this because you guys are probably on multiple call lists for different newspaper advertisement companies, and probably to the point where you're not even looking in that direction at all. We are completely on the same boat when it comes to being on those annoying call lists. But in this particular case, this only becomes a reasonable marketing method if you're able to find the companies that are open to doing a month-to-month structure, right? So it's important to find and only opt in for a month-to-month structure, so that way you're able to advertise during the couple of months that these services are in high demand. And another thing to look out for when speaking with these local newspapers, make sure you find the companies that will put you in the areas that you want to target, right? So now this is already done after you doing your due diligence, doing your homework in the market and knowing where it is that you're looking to target. Then we have community events. Now, this one may not be the most effective way to reach the masses of your target market, but look, it's a great way to build your name in the community. Just search up local events near you and simply reach out to whomever's hosting. Introduce yourself, speak about the services you offer, and just simply see where you can be of value to the community. Now, another one, fairs, parades, fundraisers. So this one is kind of similar to community events. And so I'll give you guys an example. So thankfully, because of my exterior cleaning business, we were able to develop a very good relationship with a township nearby. And so the first year that we started offering holiday light installation services, I had some extra C7 lights that we didn't end up using. And for the sake of not just having lights sitting in the inventory, just sitting in the storage where it's doing us absolutely no good, I offered to light up a large evergreen tree in the town park completely for free, right? So like they loved the way it came out. So much so that the following year, they asked how much it would be to wrap that same exact trade, same way we did it, and more. So that I am so thankful that I decided to do that. And I know that when talking about free, a lot of guys are just like completely turned away because some guys are real locked in on not offering a single thing free, and I respect it. But in this particular case, we had some lights left over, which happens, and it may happen to you guys as well. Have some lights left over. I saw the opportunity that we could potentially, make something happen, and it ended up not being a huge struggle or a huge problem for us. Literally bang that out on the way back from another holiday light installation job, real quick and easy. And because of that action, and us kind of going out of our way to do that, it secured a long-term relationship and long-term work on the holiday light installation side of the business. So that right there, to me, it was an absolute no-brainer looking back at it. And I can say that I would definitely uh, opt to do something along those lines again, if it makes sense. And in that particular case, it made more than sense. Yeah, and then with all that being said, if you guys have a real good balance, a little bit of everything that I just spoke on as far as the traditional marketing side of things, and you push that wave during its peak time where these services are in its highest demand, all of those components together will naturally help you build that local presence. So before I do jump into the next slide, so we have some questions here. Least expensive yard sign options. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I forgot to recommend a couple of good ones for you guys. So in regards to yard signs, there's two places that your absolute best bet. One is dirt cheap signs, or dirt, I think it's, yeah, something dirt cheap signs, if I'm not mistaken it. And then the other one is UZ marketing, which I normally use. And UZ marketing, I will recommend them not only just for the yard signs, but if you're looking to build out flyers, brochures, right, calling cards, business cards, UZ marketing, I think, is the place. Sorry. UZ marketing is honestly phenomenal because they work with a lot of service professionals, right? Similar to our industries and whatnot. And the great thing about UZ marketing is that they already have a lot of set templates that you can work off of. So UZ marketing, absolutely great. What do you consider high income? So that there, with doing your homework, you got to know the base off of your state. So before searching up the highest income towns nearby you, search up the average annual income in your state, right? And once you have the average annual income, that will already be a number they can kind of go off of. And so whenever you're targeting for those high income areas, you'd be looking at anything above the average numbers. Yeah, but I mean, really, a quick Google search away, and trust me, you'll get a lot of clarity as far as where you should be pushing these services onto. All right, I'm gonna jump right back into it, guys. Feel free to continue adding stuff into the chat. Where can we? There we go. Okay, another big one: word of mouth. So this, for the guys that already are in business, already have whatever kind of business it is, you guys could already attest to how important and crucial word of mouth is, right? That can literally take a business and act, and literally it being the sole pretty much way of marketing, right? When you reach a point where your work is speaking for itself and people just have no reason to not speak about your business and the services that you offer. And there are a few different strategies that you guys could implement to increase that potential wildfire of word of mouth. Main one, I think, is referral programs. Having a set referral program is very important, in my opinion. We have one in place on the exterior cleaning side of things that we are now leveraging onto the Christmas light installation services. And pretty much the way that you could leverage that is building a quick template that just has some blank boxes, right? And you'll have a section for the name of the person that they're referring, their phone number, and then who referred them, right? Now, why would somebody want to refer a friend or family? So you got to give them some kind of incentive. So that's the whole thing with having a referral program in place. And I honestly recommend this for any business, holiday light installations or not. But having a program in place to where, and I'll speak on my current structure, for every client that not only they refer, but actually goes ahead and gets one of our services, we will send the person that referred them a $50 Amazon gift card. Now, that is for the exterior cleaning business. As far as holiday light installation, I would even get a bit more attractive with it. $100 Amazon gift card. It may sound like a lot, but in reality, if you really think about it, that's a job that you guys probably otherwise wouldn't have seen. So the way I look at it, if you have a high quality client paying you a good dollar amount for these particular services, and they recommend a couple friends, I can almost guarantee that whomever they recommend you to is also going to be a high quality client. And that's just kind of a general aspect of things. Low quality clients will naturally refer you to other low quality clients, and then vice versa. For each client that goes ahead and gets our services, we'll send them a $50 or $100 Amazon gift card, which is an absolute no-brainer. The person hearing that structure will be super incentivized to want to recommend as many friends as possible. And heck, I've even had conversations with some of my past clients, and they're telling me that they're blowing up their friend's phone to go with us and just speaking very well on us. And so that all comes from a structure that you have and you built out, you just have in place with a referral program. The next, testimonials. Now, this one's pretty interesting because this is something that I'm actually looking to start implementing this year as far as the light reveal reactions. So I was scrolling through TikTok not too long ago, and I saw this video that went viral where pretty much holiday light installation business was showing the final product to the client, and it was the way that they built out that type of content was so captivating because lights were all set up on the home, but they were off, right? And it was kind of like one of those things from like the movies or the cartoons where they have the plug and they just click it together, all of the lights come on, and the client is just mesmerized. They show their reaction, which is just delighted, surprised. A great reaction. And so that's something that when seeing that video gave me that idea. Like I said, that video went viral, and so thousands of comments, obviously hundreds of thousands of likes and whatnot. And I didn't even dive into it much deeper, but that exposure in of itself, you are bound to gain some kind of traction that will actually lead to paying work. So that of itself is something that doesn't hurt to give it a go. And I think that I'm always looking to step outside the box. That right there is one reason to do it, or one way to do exactly that. Next, local partnerships. So this is pretty interesting. And I know a lot of guys have mixed feelings about this, but when I input local partnerships, first thing that I was thinking of is, well, why not partner up with holiday light installation businesses near you, right? And they don't necessarily need to be in the same exact target area, but in your state, right? Like, reach out, talk to the business owner, see where you both can maybe be of benefit to one another, to just, for lack of better words, make shit happen. And so there will be many cases where you could partner up with another business that offers the same services to work together on maybe a huge project that either of the two are able to bring to the table. And so none of that is really a possibility unless you kind of step out of that comfort zone and call up some guys would call these guys competitors, but call them up, have a conversation. You don't know what you can get out of it, but one thing I can almost guarantee is you won't get anything bad or negative out of it. So Why not? Well, the way I see it is you can only gain from it. Okay, Chris said for the yard signs, place them by Home Depot or Lowe's. Um, Anywhere holiday lights are sold had a huge return as well. Yeah, that's a very good idea as well. We've done that with the exterior cleaning business because those places like Home Depot and Lowe's, I mean, who's really going into Home Depot and Lowe's, right? It's people that actually care about the upkeeping of their property, right? And not even just like because they sell holiday lights, which could be a reason as well. Somebody goes to look at, they're interested in maybe setting up lights on their home this year, and then they take a look at it, reconsider, and then ironically, they happen to see your sign for holiday light installation services as they're leaving. It may speak very, very high volumes to them, and they may think that's the most ironic thing ever, and kind of fall into your hands and kind of ready to get an estimate. So that's a real good addition to that as well, Chris. We also have digital marketing. Oh, okay. So we only have 18 minutes, so I'm gonna go a bit quicker now. Go quick through this, but digital marketing. One thing real quick, I want to preface before I dive into the different ways that you can market your business online. I won't be speaking on paid advertisements in this call just because there are so many different avenues that we can all take that don't require that much capital in the beginning. And I think that's most important, especially in this call, because I feel like there's a lot of you guys that are just starting off this year. So naturally, the funds are already going to be allocated to a lot of that equipment and maintenance. And so I think it's most important to dive into the avenues that we could leverage that won't necessarily take up too much capital. But in regards to paid advertisement, I will say that Facebook ads in particular was actually my best source of inbounding leads every single year. And so I have a team that helps work on my ads. And so if that's something that you guys have the funds for and want to maybe entertain the idea of paid advertisement, then let us know in the group and we'll be more than happy to see where we can help in that regards. Aside from that, now digital marketing. So website, I need to speak on this and I really need to make a point of this because a lot of you guys already have websites set up. And if that's the case, and you guys don't already have a section for these holiday light installation services, I need everybody to prioritize calling up whoever's running their website first thing tomorrow and ask them to, or let them know that you're offering holiday light installation services and you're looking to push that heavily on your website for 2 to 3 months. All right, so just contact your website provider ASAP to start pushing those services. Again, with the website, that whole change that they're going to be making, that's going to be really your portfolio showcase, right? And so you want traffic to be headed through your website. You want them to not only see the holiday light installation services that you offer along with some pictures, but they also want to see that with the other services that you offer. And that will ultimately allow you to, or at the very least, it will help cross-sell services if that's already the case. And as well, getting that page set up on your website helps with your SEO tremendously because you, through that website page of holiday light installations, it's going to be filled with those keywords, right? And not to dive too deep into it, but those keywords, for example, holiday light installation services, Christmas light installation, right? Keywords like that is what people are going to be searching up throughout those 2-3 month span. So you want to make sure that that page is already built out. You have all those main keywords. The keywords that you're looking for is essentially the ones that our target demographic is going to put in the search bar. So whatever you think that is, it's exactly what you want to be pushing through your website. And then social media marketing. So, and I'm gonna dive right into Facebook groups, because Facebook groups is the Hail Mary. I absolutely love Facebook groups. It is one of my favorite avenues of marketing, just because of the potential reach that it gives you. So for Facebook groups, the whole idea with the Facebook group strategy, it's volume, right? It's a numbers game. You want to join as many groups as possible. I'm talking about community-based groups, right? And to find all of these groups, it's literally as simple as going into the groups section in your Facebook, and then that search bar that pops up on the left-hand side. All you got to do is search up the name of the town that you're looking to target. And then once you just type in that town name, you will see a ton of groups that will show up in particular to that community. And you'll see a bunch of different groups like Moms of Princeton or Buy and Sell group, stuff like that. Groups that you would think that don't really have much correlation to what you're looking to get out of it, but doesn't really matter, because the goal is volume, right? You want to be in front of as many eyeballs as possible. And you guys will notice that the average Facebook group has about 5,000 to 7,000 members, the average group. Now, when I say join a ton of groups, I'm not talking about 15, 20, 25. Like, I'm talking about over 100 Facebook groups, right? Because like I said, it's a numbers game. And when you build out a post, whether that's an informative post, an educational post, a post with a huge promotion that you're running, right? Whatever it is, if you make that post and just copy it onto 100 plus groups with the average number of members around 5,000 to 7,000, I mean, like, you guys do the math. That's why I started an exterior cleaning business. But long story short, the reach is absolutely insane. You're able to naturally reach out to thousands and thousands of homeowners in an area that you decide to target, and you could build out a post however you like, whether that is being like real salesy, and pushing a huge promotion, or literally just providing education and information and just subtly selling your services. Whatever it is that you decide to do, the reach with Facebook groups is insane, absolutely insane. And one thing to kind of piggyback on that, Nextdoor. So if you guys don't already know about the Nextdoor app, it's real similar, and I pretty much correlate it to that of Facebook groups, where it's kind of just like a community-based platform that you guys could tap into, and it's the area around you, or it could be areas that you're looking to target. And the reason that I've had to mention Nextdoor, because it's an absolute no-brainer, because all you really got to do is copy and paste whatever you post on Facebook groups and drop it on Nextdoor. That's just even more reach. That right there, just in regards to the digital marketing, Facebook groups is a huge, huge avenue to market your services, market your business, and just get in front of as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. And that's pretty much marketing in a nutshell, right? With marketing, you guys are going to invest one of two things. It's inevitable. You're either going to invest money, or you're going to invest time. One of the two. So as far as speaking on an efficient use of your time, I think that Facebook groups is literally that. Now, Google My Business. Again, I'm gonna go pretty quick, just to make sure that we have enough time for everything. So Google My Business, if you don't already have a Google My Business set up, I recommend to try to do that ASAP, because Google, especially as of lately, have been really annoying for some reason with getting you all approved, up and running as far as Google My Business. So normally I hear that it's a longer process some than others, but I recommend if you don't already have it set up, be proactive and try to get it going ASAP. And if you already have your Google My Business set up, then it definitely needs to be optimized, just like your website, right? And so start to try to push these services as well. Add some pictures into your Google My Business, right? Talking about the services that you're starting to provide. So yeah, same thing with the keywords. Add those keywords into your Google My Business, whether that's a post or that's a blog, right? So add the keywords because this will work in your favor in regards to helping you get ranked on Google for these particular services. So the more action that you take as far as creating blogs with a bunch of keywords in them, making posts onto the Google My Business, pictures along with captions full of those keywords, that is all things that you guys can do yourselves in regards to benefiting your SEO. And if you guys haven't realized, like what I'm speaking on works for any business. So I know that a lot of guys hear SEO and they just think that it's something that has to be outsourced, but there are some things that you guys could manage on your end to work in favor of SEO. Okay, moving along. Email marketing. In other words, DRCs, right? Database reactivation campaigns is what. And so this is essentially your mass email, mass text message kind of marketing, which is phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal if you have a CRM. So this really only works out well if you have a good CRM in place, and if you've been collecting all the information from not only customers but leads in general, like name, number, email address. Ideally, you have all of that information stored and organized into a CRM, which will ultimately allow you to set up these database reactivation campaigns, which are these mass emails that you can do whatever you like with them. Have a newsletter set up and sent to everybody that you've either serviced or have shown interest in the past. You could send out mass emails with a special discount or offer. And this one, I don't think anybody should neglect if they have the capabilities of running database reactivation campaigns, but just simply holiday greetings, right? Like not even selling anything, just popping in to wish them happy holidays, right? And that actually works very, very well because it's really subtle. It's such a nice thing to do. So the customers are almost inclined to respond back. And another great thing that it does is allows the potential customer to not forget about you, right? And so just sending kind of holiday greetings, I think, is a real subtle, nonchalant way of kind of telling them, hey, we're here, right? And another one, reminders for next season. So this is database reactivation campaigns that you can have going off when the weather is hot as heck. Like middle of summer, you can do a Christmas in July kind of message, right? Email. I know a lot of guys did Christmas in July, offered a good price to get them locked in for these holiday light installation services at a lot earlier. And that is honestly one of those things where I want to even do more of, because especially on an organizational aspect, you guys know how it is. These services are going to be very, very high demand throughout those 2-3 month periods. And so ideally you want to play your cards to where you're kind of spreading out the hecticness, right? And so if you're able to already start getting people booked, locked in on the calendar all the way back in July, I mean, come October, November, you already have a much better kind of scope of how you should pan out like the organization of these services that you're going to be offering, as opposed to just waiting to the month where everybody is interested in getting these services, and now you're being completely bombarded, which isn't that bad of a problem to have, but ideally you want it spaced out so you can have a little bit of breathing room. Then we have customer retention and upselling. I'm gonna quickly go through these as well. So loyalty programs. A customer comes back next year, give them a 10% discount on maybe a deposit, or give them a discount on like a wreath, something of that nature, right? Offer something to customers that want to come back to you every single year, right? Because you will want to value those customers. Another one, maintenance packages. Now, this right here, personally, I prefer to just offer these services as an all-in-all service, meaning I don't really offer maintenance packages. It's included in the pretty much the normal services that we offer, but I have spoken with some companies, and I do know that some guys do offer some maintenance packages on the side, and they try to kind of upsell them from there. But me personally, I just think that it's an all-in-all service. We come out, we custom build the lights to their home, set them up. We'll take care of any maintenance, throughout the time until we bring them down, which, like I said yesterday, if you buy the right stuff, buy the quality equipment, then they'll last you. Should. And so maintenance packages, do as you wish. Me personally, I'm not offering it. And then upsell opportunities. So I get the idea of year one, just trying to keep it simple, just looking to purchase lights, setting it up on homes. I get that. But there are a lot of smaller opportunities that we can leverage and make a good amount of money through. And that would be through those main upsells like wreaths, garlands, and just other accessories that, if you guys haven't looked into the catalog for the holiday lights by Gianni, truly recommend to take a look at that catalog. You'll see they have a ton of different accessories, different just upsell opportunities, and I'm sure you guys will, just scrolling through, you guys will get a lot of ideas present themselves. Cool. Moving along. Cool. And then networking. You can never stop networking in business. If you want to take business serious, never stop networking. So yeah, building connections with event planners, real estate agents, community managers, that's all people that you want to have a conversation with, and you can get connected with just about all these people on places like LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn, more importantly, Facebook as well, but mostly LinkedIn. So if you guys haven't leveraged LinkedIn to try to connect with people in other industries that may cross very well, LinkedIn is a great place for that. And then cross promotion with related businesses. So this is something that this year I'm looking to explore. I got the idea from another business owner in my state, and pretty much he had said that he connected with a Christmas tree provider, so where anybody that purchases a Christmas tree from them, they're also given one of the gentleman's business cards for the holiday light installation, and then vice versa, right? And so that was more so put there to kind of present like ideas for you guys, and just to kind of further think about how you could expand your reach when networking and trying to make the most out of the services they're going to be offering for the couple months that you do so. Perfect. And so that right there was marketing for your holiday light installation business.